What's up, y'all? Happy Sunday night. Cynthia Rose back with another shorts. I'm gonna try to make this brief video. Want to come and get my little 2 cents on this government shutdown shit. First and foremost, please don't eat me up in the comments, okay? I know my lashes is looking crazy. I was pulling them off earlier and just ain't got around to getting the rest of these motherfuckers off, okay? But I don't give a fuck. That's neither here nor there. Anyway, I want to come and talk about this government shutdown shit and what it's pertaining to far as some of the benefits that might not be reoccurring, and it's just a lot of talk and things of that nature going on. It's just a lot going on, but I want to come and get my 2 cents about it, okay? As far as this whole EBT, people not possibly receiving their food stamps for the month of November, and it's a lot going on. Okay, I've been reading different articles, watching different news stations. I've been seeing and watching different people make their commentary, and the stuff that I'm seeing is crazy. I've been seeing a lot of people talk about this situation, and everybody's main concern is basically how they're going to eat, how they're going to feed their family, how they're going to feed their children. There's people who really need and depend on the SNAP or the food stamp benefit that they receive every month, and I get it. I do understand. There's elderly people, there's disabled people, there's people who do work but still can't really make enough to make ends meet, and they depend on SNAP or EBT food benefits. I get it. I understand. I was on SNAP EBT food benefits at one point. I get it. People wondering how they're going to feed their children. Let's start there. Now, my opinion might not be as popular as some might want it to be. But I always been the ones to go against the grain. And the reason why I'm coming to make this video is because, I have been in situations before where I had to fend for myself, where I had to make sure that no matter what situation that I was in, my kids was straight, my kids was okay. You understand what I'm saying? I've been in situations where I didn't have any money. I've been in situations where I wasn't even receiving food stamps. I've been in situations where I was sleeping in my car with my children. You see what I'm saying? And I did what I had to do. I had to use the resources that was around me to make sure not even myself, but my kids was straight. You understand what I'm saying? And so with that being said, I feel like, and this is my opinion, y'all ain't got to agree with me, but as a woman that's a mother or wife, I take care of my kids, I take care of my grandson, I work, I run my business, I'm very productive in life. I feel like people have gotten used to living a certain way when it comes to depending on the government for certain things. You see what I'm saying? I feel like people have gotten way too comfortable with receiving certain benefits to the point to where they're so comfortable that they feel like that they don't have to get up and push themselves to work. They feel like they don't have to get up and even push themselves to go and put in and fill out job applications. You understand what I'm saying? They feel like they don't have to work hard because they're so used to getting the handout from the government. As a mother, as a grandmother, okay, as the nurturer, and I feel like I can speak on behalf of all women. Come fix my rug back. Hey, you messed my rug up in the hallway just now. Okay, that's what I was saying. As the nurturer, as the one who buys the food, cooks the food, prepares the meals, dish out the meals, you should always want more than one resource when it comes, especially if you have children. You understand? It don't matter what the situation is, if you're married, if you're not. You should always have more than one resource because that one resource could run out. You understand what I'm saying? And so I just feel like people got too comfortable. It's like they've been conditioned to not want better for themselves. You understand what I'm saying? Now I'm not saying that it's not beneficial, because it has been very beneficial to me. EBT and food stamps have been very beneficial to me. Don't get me wrong. There's been times where I was glad to have EBT and food stamps. especially when I was living in North Dakota. You understand what I'm saying? But it wasn't made to be a lifelong lasting, like you're gonna like use this until the day that you die. You understand? I looked at it as a way to help me become more self-sufficient. You know what I'm saying? To help me get on my feet until I used those benefits and resources until I was able to provide and do better for my household. This was even before I got married. You understand what I'm saying? And so when I see videos of women talking about something, they're going to be going into these stores, they're going to be stealing. Do what you got to do by all means. If you feel like you got to steal to feed your family, steal to feed your family. But at the end of the day, as a woman, why not just go get a job? You understand what I'm saying? Why not just, they say you can either work or you can either do community service for the food stamps. You understand what I'm saying? People don't want to do nothing. They want to just continue to keep getting shit for free. You see what I'm saying? So people are okay with being bums. People are okay with being like just sitting on their ass. I've never felt comfortable sitting on my ass. Even when I was in North Dakota, when I was a stay-at-home mom for all those years, I got accustomed to it. I got immune to it. You understand what I'm saying? Because after a while, you do get accustomed to shit. You know? But skip all that past that. I could never feel comfortable sitting on my ass doing nothing. You understand what I'm saying? So it just really disgusts me. And I see a lot of black women making these type of videos talking about so they're going to be going into these stores. They're going to be filling their carts up. They're going to be stealing to feed their family and all this and all that. Just because they can't depend on the government to feed their family. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's so many different ways to make ends meet, you know. And I guess because I've had to struggle, you understand what I'm saying? I take more value in my dollar when I make that dollar. You understand what I'm saying? I take more value in my savings. I take more value in the food that I buy to provide for my household. You know, I see a lot every day. Don't get me wrong. I see this shit every day when I'm out and about. You understand? I know people personally. They get these certain amount of food stamps because they have a household full of children or grandchildren or whatnot. They sell their food stamps, you know, or if they're not selling them, they got a whole house full of junk food. See, that's the problem right there. A lot of y'all complaining about how y'all gonna feed y'all family, talking about some of the holidays coming up and all this and all that. First of all, cut out all that junk food shit. Okay, buying quick shit. You got a freezer full of quick shit. That shit run out so easy and so fast. This is why people are running out of food for the whole month. You understand what I'm saying? Because y'all buying goddamn Pop-Tarts and, you know, pieces that you could just store in the oven, microwavable shit. And I get it. Don't get me wrong. I'm a busy mom. So there are some times where I buy things that I know that my kids could put in the oven, but it's not my whole freezer or refrigerator. You know what I'm saying? Cut out all that junk food and quick shit. That shit go too fast. All that microwavable shit, that shit go too fucking fast, okay? Women got to start back really sitting down and cooking for their fucking family. Cooking 3 square meals a day. Giving these kids a snack in between meals. That's what I do. You understand what I'm saying? Let's take a trip to my freezer and refrigerator real quick. Okay, so we're going to start up top. As you can see, my freezer is pretty full, but this is a pack of chicken party wings. I got this bag was like, I want to say $12. Party drumsticks and flats and shit. Then we got some famous chicken fingers. I think you could pop these in the air fryer. But these are on days that, you know, that I don't cook or haven't cooked. Got some egg rolls up here. This is some steak. More steak. More steak. We got some, what's this? This is ground chicken. Let's see. What's this? Turkey tails. Chicken. So no, these are chicken thighs. These are, wait a minute. What are these? Okay, these are chicken thighs. These are chicken drumsticks. Then we got the boneless chicken here. Let's set this to the side. And then we got like, to make salads and soups and stuff with. You know, just stuff that you can cook that's gonna last long, that's gonna last a couple of days, to where, you know, you will have some left over. You know what I mean? How can I just have this shit up in here? You know, just so you can have some left over. Then down here, you got some turkey sausage here. We got some beef smoked sausage here, like for breakfast, or you can make jambalaya and rice, or, you know, whatever the case may be. So here we just got like some milk. Got a couple of boxes of toaster strudels just for something quick in the morning. We got the dinner that I made tonight, which was the beef stew with the rice. But then we got vegetables. I'm actually going to make this for them in the morning with some of this rice up here. And then we got the water and some teas. And, you know, we got the seasonings in the back. We got some eggs. I got so many different sizes. I got different type of flavors of rice. I got couple of big bags of rice. Like, we never run out of rice. We never run out of rice. Never. I got beans in a can. I got beans in a bag. Red kidney beans, black beans. I got lima beans. I stay with potatoes, vegetables. I stay with like chicken broth, beef broth, in case I want to make a soup or, you know, something like that. You can make the potatoes any type of way. You can fry potatoes in the morning for breakfast. You can make an omelet with it, with the eggs, and put a little bit of vegetables in there. Or, you know, you can cut them up and make french fries, or, you know, twice baked potatoes, or, you know, whatever. So the point I'm trying to make is you have to buy food that you can cook, because it's going to last longer. You see what I'm saying? Kids, they going to always eat the quick shit fast, because it go fast, you know? But if you taking time out to cook a meal, to prep a meal, to cook a meal, and serve it to your family, and, like, for another example, I made a pot of chili the other day. The same pot that I just showed y'all in that refrigerator where that beef stew at is the same pot I made that chili in. Now, I thought I made enough to last, I want to say 3 days. That shit only lasted 1 day. And that was a big-ass pot. Y'all just saw it. So, even though it was a big pot, you know what I'm saying? Our family ran through that shit in 1 day. But I only used 1 bag of beans, though. You see what I'm saying? And so, I was like, okay, I know what to do next time. I will use 2 bags of beans. But 2 bags of beans cost $1.50 at Dollar Tree. You understand what I'm saying? And so, you can get your size, like your rices, your beans, your some canned good vegetables, or even your frozen vegetables. You can get that at Family Dollar. You can get that at Dollar Tree. You don't have to go to all these expensive stores like Jewel's and Food for Less, where you can get the same shit at those stores that you can get at the dollar store for a cheaper price. So it's all about knowing how to stretch your dollar. You understand what I'm saying? That's it. Number 2, stop spending y'all shit. Selling y'all shit. Stop selling y'all damn food stamps. The food stamps is there to be able to provide food for the children. But these people are getting these food stamps, and they selling their food stamps so they can have liquor, so they can have weed, so they can party, so they can put gas in the car, so they can do shit with it that they ain't supposed to be doing. At the end of the day, it's fraud. You're not supposed to be doing. And I'm not saying I'm a perfect human being. You know, I have never sold food stamps. I am guilty for buying them, though. Don't get me wrong. I'm guilty for buying food stamps. You understand what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, if I knew I had multiple children, I wouldn't be selling my food stamps if I knew I had a house full of kids to feed. You know? But I do know that things happen, and people got to do what they got to do. Some people sell their food stamps to pay their rent. Some people sell their food stamps to get other shit for the kids for school. So I understand. I do get it. Don't get me wrong. But again, you have to use your resources. You have to use the resources that's around you. And I feel like people done got too comfortable being on the government benefit, welfare, or whatever you want to call it, for so fucking long that they don't even think to go, okay, let me go to a food pantry or a food bank. You know, there's multiple food pantries and food banks here in the city of Chicago. You got different churches. I see them all the time, all over. When I'm out and about, when I'm driving, I see this shit. You understand? But people feel like that they too good for a food pantry. But I bet you what, though, that people don't get their food stamps that month. I bet they have to be at a food pantry then. You understand what I'm saying? So I feel like it's all about using your resources at the end of the day. Don't be solely dependent on the government, because that shit can shut down at any time. I've been saying this shit for years. Get off your ass. Work. Do something. Be productive in life. Let your kids see a hard-working man, a hard-working mom, a hard-working dad. Y'all going out there to get this shit out the fucking mud. But like I said, if y'all feel like y'all gotta go out there and break in these stores and steal or do whatever y'all want to do, because I feel like that's what Trump them want anyway. They want chaos. And in a lot of these urban areas, that's what it's going to be, because people are already voicing it. You understand what I'm saying? But I feel like if you got God and you working and you know how to use your resources, you know how to make your dollar last, you know how to stretch your dollar, your household gonna be fine. Your household gonna be fine. I feel like a lot of people do need to get off their ass and work. I'm saying it. A lot of people do need to get off their ass and work, because it's generational. It's generational at this point. I done seen so many people have kids just so they can keep the benefits going, and then their kids get on welfare. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of people talking about, oh, what about mothers? Because they say WIC gonna be shut down. What about mothers who need to feed their babies and they ain't got the money to go buy milk, because a can of milk costs this much and that much? Breastfeed. Every woman in this whole entire planet, they produce milk. Some may not be able to produce more than others. Don't get me wrong. I get it. Understand. But at the end of the day, God already provided you with everything you need, baby. Breastfeed your child. Breastfeed your baby. That's what you're supposed to be doing anyway. Breastfeeding. But now y'all want to depend on WIC for that Similac and for that infant meal, instead of giving your baby exactly what the baby needs straight from your body that God blessed you with to feed that baby with. Make it make sense. I'm just saying, like, I don't understand. Let me rephrase that. I do understand. I do get it. But I guess that by me changing my life around, because I breastfed all 3 of my kids. Okay. I breastfed all 3 of my girls. My daughter is currently breastfeeding. She produces good milk. And I just feel like it goes back to resources. What God blessed you with on your chest that every woman have, unless it's some type of medical reason that you can't do it, breastfeed your child. I feel like it's a resource. You got free milk for your baby right there in your body. That's there to nourish their body. So again, it goes back to resources. But people, I feel like it's a spell or something, or it's some type of I don't know what it is. But people was going crazy over this shit, and I understand. But I do feel like people need to get out and work for, what they need. I do feel like people need to be productive, because there are people like me, and I know a lot of more that are productive, and it's because of us that, people is receiving these benefits, So at the end of the day, if you don't work, you don't eat. Ain't that in the scripture anyway? If you don't work, you don't eat. I never expect nobody to hand me nothing, because I've had to get it on my own for way too many times. And so, like I said, I'm seeing all these black women talking about something they going to steal. I never heard of I have not seen one video of a black woman say, well, I'm finna go start putting out job applications. I've seen like at least 4 videos of black women saying that they finna start stealing. I didn't hear black women. I saw this one woman make a video in her car on Facebook talking about when she finna go start stealing. She could do Uber. She could do what they call it, DoorDash. It's so many different things that you can do to make money. You know what I'm saying? You could be a Lyft driver. You could deliver pizzas. What, you too good for that? You too good for that? Oh, okay, let me know something. I'm just saying, this is coming from a black woman who has had to get it out the mud, who hasn't been on food stamps, who had to use the system, and it is what it is. It's not for you to live and die on, though. It's for you to help get you a boost until you can get on your feet and be able to do what you need to do for your family. I feel like working for everything you got, it make you feel better. Don't ever get too comfortable in the situation. Use your resources. Period, point blank. That's it. That's all. That's my 2 cents on it. That's all I gotta say. I don't care who agree with me or who don't agree with me.